Oh, wait, just a minute. I need to go live.
I got it. Anybody phone like you? Only? You need a phone? Oh, you don't got your phone. What'd you say, Mom? I got the... Oh, you all right?
On this mic? Okay. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. White balance? Y'all got white balance? Mic check, mic check. All right. Fox? Mic check, mic check.
All right, y'all ready?
Start going underneath.
Hey, yo. Yo. I appreciate everybody for coming out. This is the ComForce Community Task Force MKE State of Emergency address to the city. I want to start by welcoming everybody who has come down to listen and hear and receive what we have to say. Definitely uplifting our elders, those who came before us, those who put in work in this subject and others before us, and just to show solidarity with other groups who are putting forth demands, who are doing work, who are protesting, who are lifting their voices across the city and across the nation. So with that being said, we're going to start, first of all, recognizing George Floyd and what happened to him and why we are here. One of the reasons why we are here that brought us all together across this nation. And we want to have a moment of silence, not only for him, but for the injustices that have happened in this city that we live in this state that we live in, directly to ourselves. So if everybody could put an L in the air for one love, for those that we lost, and let's have a moment of silence. Ashe. Marquesa Tucker.
Marquesa, M-A-R-K-A-S-A. Last name is Tucker. T-U-C-K-E-R. Director of the African American Roundtable, standing in solidarity with ComForce. I have to bear with me, lost my voice in the protest. So I want to start off first, just like, I have a heavy heart today. I have a heavy heart because of what we've seen, what we've been going through. Like, I'm sure y'all know that we've been in a crisis prior to COVID. Some of you may not know, so let me enlighten you. Our cities have been dying. Our cities have had a slew of divestment, no investment, and it's showing today. It's showing last night. It's showing for over the 6 days that you've seen people in the streets. And I want to give a shout out to the community and all the people that have been out in the streets. Can y'all get some love for the people who've been out in the streets? And not just the people that's been out in the streets, but the people who have been strategizing to come together today to talk about the demands and talk about the work and the organizing that must be done to continue to hold people accountable for the things that they're supposed to be doing and how they're to be taking care of the people in this city. We pay the people who run this city. And it's really us that who runs this city. I also, just like Vaun said, want to take just a moment of silence just to be reflective, not just of George Floyd, not just of Joel Acevedo. The reason why I came in this work, Dontre Hamilton. Not too far from here in Red Arrow, April 2014, Dontre was murdered by police. And we continually see the same thing happening over and over and over again. And you see the city telling you they are tired. The people are beyond fed up. The words are no longer enough. And that's why you see the energy and the anger and the rage in the streets. Don't blame them. Blame these systematic, oppressive, racist, structurally violent systems that have continued to keep people bound and oppressed. People are tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. So we're asking people to not only just march in the streets, to figure out how you can get engaged and involved. And I'm going to give you an opportunity. Last year, a coalition of more than 40 people came together. And we started to work around Liberate MKE. It's not about the round table. It's not about a name or a title. It's about these people in this city who deserve better. And they spoke up and they told you what they wanted. They wanted more money for youth employment. They wanted more money for affordable quality housing. They also wanted more money to violence interruption. We are talking about the prevention business, not the intervention at the last minute reactionary like the people in this building do. We're talking about a $75 million divestment Liberate MKE is calling for. I don't know if you guys saw the news, but in LA, they're about to do almost up to $150 million divestment from the police department. And this city needs to follow suit. Invest back into the city. We're asking for $50 million to go back into public health, and we're asking for $25 million to go into cooperative housing. And we need people to be a part of that type of strategizing. We need people to show up at the city meetings. We need people to lobby on the city and the county and the state level. That means that you need to get educated. So if you're looking for the education, you can ask any of these people, and on the school board level. Speak. So if you need help on figuring out how you can get engaged and get involved, ask any of these people here. Get a card, get a phone number, get an email. And we can help to educate you and plug you in to the opportunities. Because I know people are saying, oh, you know, we're just marching. Like, what are we marching for? We're marching to get this money. We're marching to have lives saved. That's what we're marching for. We're marching for my baby. We're marching for these people's baby. We're marching for my nephew. We're marching for my brother. I'm marching for my parents who still have to sit and watch us, who came up through the Great Migration. Who were there in Mississippi when Emmett Till was lynched. We're still seeing the same thing. Why do my parents still have to go through that? We don't deserve this. We deserve better. We are human beings. And the tear gas, unacceptable, inhumane. Show us the body cam video that shows there was a Molotov cocktail thrown. Show us the body cam. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mayor Tom Barrett, Police Chief Alfonso Morales. Y'all know his review is coming up. We encourage everybody to email Griselda Aldretti, the Executive Director for the Fire and Police Commission, and let her know what your feedback is on Morales. We're talking about action stuff, y'all. We're not just talking about marching the street. No, we got things to do. There's ways to plug in. And I encourage you all, if you have any questions, again, on how to get involved in those types of things, you holler at me. Again, the Fire and Police Commission is asking for feedback on Chief Alfonso Morales, who has allowed tear gas and rubber bullets to be sprayed into peaceful protesters. It's inhumane. It's a beyond an embarrassment. And we ought to be ashamed. Every city official who's had anything to do with any of it ought to be ashamed and should call him out and be standing here with us. That's it.
So I came here writing a whole bunch of stuff down. That's part of the job sometimes, right? But, you know, and just speaking from the heart, I just want to, Marquez is absolutely right. This ain't got nothing to do with titles and all that stuff. But let me say a whole bunch of them and get that out the way so some of y'all can see my humanity first. So I'm a board member of Turner Hall over there. I am a board member of Metcalf Park Community Bridges. I'm a core member of the African American Roundtable, one of the many co-authors of Liberate MKE platform. I am the lead organizer who led the work for the ACLU Police Accountability Stop and Frisk Settlement. And I say all that to get that out the way to let y'all know, first and foremost, I'm a black man with black brothers from a black mother in a city that's majority black and people of color. And so as Marquesa alluded to, this is not something that started last week, 3 months ago. This is something that's literally been going on for 40 years. As Vaun mentioned, this is something our elders have been fighting for since they came up in the Great Migration. Since before that. Ernest Lacey, all of them. Dontre Hamilton, all of them.
Derek Williams, I Can't Breathe in the back of the squad.
So many that it's innumerable. People murdered. And I know everybody got excuses and everybody wants to go point hands back at the community. But these folks right here, they work for us. We pay them, and they murder us. And so I want to go back to, I think it was 2015, somewhere in that direction, when the Bader Foundation was over there. I sat in a room with a whole bunch of people, community folks, a whole bunch of police officers, then Chief Flynn, his command staff, and the mayor. And what I sat there and told them was that they had absolutely no substantive, real connection with the youth, the black and brown youth of this city, at all. And so what their response was basically a political stump speech and feigned outrage. And so the only thing I got to say today is look out your window. All these people in the streets, one of the things that has happened in the city is that we have lost continuity. We have lost the connection from so-called elected officials, and I include my friends in that. I know a lot of them. So-called elected officials. Y'all can be mad all you want. You know I don't give a damn. Whose job it is, who we put there to represent us. And so I'm just going to make a vow today. If you are not completely, absolutely signed on to not only police reform, but police divestment and community investment and building the city on a foundation that isn't poverty, disenfranchisement, and disillusionment, then I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that those people in that street replace you in that office. What we're going to do, we ain't got time for this anymore. You know, we're going to make these young kids who are doing this for the first time because they done seen their friends be beat up and maligned, themselves be beat up and maligned, their brothers, sisters, cousins, mothers, fathers be killed and murdered, coming out in these streets. We're going to turn them to activists, then we're going to turn them to organizers, then we're going to turn them to governors, then we're going to turn them to aldermen. And I know we just had an election, but, and I want to specifically speak to Sheriff Ernell Lucas and Police Chief Morales. Sheriff Ernell, you know what it is. Some of these people in this group made sure that you were the sheriff after what happened before, after the calamitous regime of David Clark. And so your response is to allow the people under your direction to shoot bullets, rubber bullets, I don't care what they are, they're still bullets, tear gas, tanks, black jackets, military gear at the children of this city? Chief Morales, you said you're a person of faith. I am too. I'm a Christian. But it's exactly, the people have no faith in you, Chief Morales. And then you say you're a person of faith, but Jesus will be out here in these streets with these young people. To the people who are faith-based organizations, who say they are anyway. Once upon a time, the church was out here leading these things. Where y'all at? And we ain't just talking about being respectable and talking about, okay, let's make sure we protect this property. I don't care if you get murdered. I don't care if your cousin, brother, sister just got tear gas and beat the hell out of last night. We making money. We gonna protect that money. And we don't care about you nor your family. Just make sure we keep making that money. It's not good enough anymore. To the people who are in office, who done seen these people standing right here, sitting in the Fire and Police Commission telling you not only what's wrong, but telling you how to change it. Straight up giving you a plan to do it. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Unacceptable. And the response that I see, y'all worried more about some buildings. And my response is, this is a city and unfortunately a state that has been built on the oppression of people. A city and state whose business, political, and otherwise organizational leaders have absolutely failed
Yes.
the youth
Yes.
and the people of this city.
Yes. Yes.
Business leaders, your job is to create opportunity and prosperity and to make sure that people got access to that. You ain't did that.
That's right.
Political leaders, your job is to hold people accountable and make sure that the people's money is being spent on the people's wishes and resources.
That's right.
You ain't did that.
That's right.
And so whether you are my personal friend or not, you know I'm a human being. I'm a loving human being. I love you. But if you ain't doing your job, you got to go.
Yes.
And what we going to do is we going to move you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can step down too if you want to do that. But all that being the case, you ain't doing your job, so we going to have to make you do your job as your boss. And that's all it is to it. So thank you very much.
My name is Vaun Mayes, and I'm a community activist, and I'm the director of Peace Garden Project MPD, and I work with the community on healing. So prior to this, we had a lot of injustices that we talked about all the time. I just want to start off with saying the police force, it started off with slave patrol. The origins of that is slave patrol, and that culture never left. And that's why we're marching. It's not just about one murder. It's not just about one injustice. It's about all the injustices for all the years that we've been fighting for that we shouldn't even be fighting for. Last night, I was sitting here thinking about what I would say, and I was trying to understand, why do we even have to come here for demands? Why do we have to ask that? Why do we have to stand here and list what's wrong in the city that's one of the most segregated and most racist cities in the nation? When will people speak up? Silence is violence. I'm tired of people putting their heads down and acting like it doesn't affect them. Just like I said, before about a lot of these things, don't wait till things come to your door. Address the things before they come to your door. And then it makes me wonder what's wrong with Milwaukee as a people, that they're against people who want to peacefully protest. I see so much hate in the news feeds of Fox 6 especially, and a lot of different news feeds of the hate for the people. Why are they there? Why don't they go home? Why aren't they working? People are working. They took off. A lot of people are off. A lot of people want to fight. What's wrong with the fight? Why don't people come stand with us instead of against us, or find out what the real reason they're standing for? We fight for homicides in our community. I'm sick of people saying that. I lost my son in November, and all for years before I did that. And all of these people, if we had the support from the city, Mayor Barrett, and the elected officials, I'm not going to call y'all out, but y'all know who y'all are. Y'all have not supported me. Y'all have not supported these other leaders here. And if we had the support that we told you in the blueprint for peace, and if you were following the blueprint for peace, then we would be in a different place. I don't understand why we're here, and the Office of Violence Prevention and the African American Office for African American Affairs, and all of these things have been developed for the benefit of us, but I haven't saw the benefit of us yet from these things. We got to do better. We have to do better. Ever since the unrest in Sherman Park, we had millions of dollars. I never saw it. All I see is a few new structures, which I support, and I haven't seen it. I'm a grassroots organizer. We haven't seen the money. We haven't saw the support. We see a lot of officials when it's photo ops. I have not seen many of them out on the ground with the people. If the people put you in office, why won't y'all stand with the people? The very people who put y'all in office. So I think we need to take the protest to the mayor block, to the police chief block, to whoever else block, and do an action until action and change is done. I don't want it to be in vain, and I want us to keep marching and keep standing until it's done. We can't fold, we can't stop, we won't be stopped.
Can't stop! Can't stop! Won't stop! Can't stop! Won't stop! Can't stop! Won't stop!
Good morning, everybody. My name is John. And for everybody behind the cameras, I want to let y'all know that y'all witnessing the biggest civil rights movement ever. That's right. This is worldwide. This is not just this corner of Milwaukee. This is everywhere. These are black voices. These are white voices. These are brown voices. These are the voices of the people. When tyranny is met, the people need to rise up and replace that, because there's agitators out there. A lot of agitators. One agitator specifically carries the number 45. His name is Donald Trump. He is that guy. He virtue signals to the violent, to the people who actually do throw Molotov cocktails. They hit us with tear gas, but let me tell you what, we impervious, and we've been crying this whole time since we've been here. This is something that Black Lives Matter did not start 3, 4, 5 years ago. It started the second we got off that boat. You didn't understand our language, we didn't understand yours. But we all agreed that our lives made a difference. We're people. And now that it's legal to actually be a human being in America, we still get murdered on TV. They say, go to your legislation. They say lobby, they say vote, they say do all this stuff. Is that gonna make it illegal to kill black people? It hasn't yet. Now, if you point these cameras, you hope to get the message out. I hope that this message also hits you as well. I hope you take it home with your parents. Take it home to your grandpa who's from a different time, so you excuse it. Take it home to your kids and educate them. Don't tell them people are mad for no reason. Because the looting, the rioting, is not a solution. It's a result. These are our voices. You can hear us speak now, but when there's millions of us in the street from here all the way to Iraq, protesting for us, you won't be able to hear much. Because we'll be angry. You'll hear screams and you'll hear cries and you'll hear it all. But when all the dust clears, we'll still be here, hugging each other, loving each other. We are a very durable race of people. I pay rent here. In this country, I pay rent. My people built this country. We die for the entertainment of others. You can make a compilation of black men being murdered within the last 3, 4 years. Not only the people being murdered in the street, but the people who are also murdered mysteriously under police custody. Sandra Bland. Read these names around me. Read them all. Because these are people who paid the rent, the tax to be here and were murdered unjustly. It shouldn't be this hard to convict somebody who abuses their power, takes advantage of the community, and shows no face, recourse, or any type of apology. This should make everybody mad. Not just me. Not just somebody who can't get to work and they think the protesters are in the way. You should be mad too. Where are the patriots? Where are the patriots? I say power to the people because that's what the people are, because that's what the power is. Don't forget it. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power because we're equal. This is something that we deserve. This is something that we fought for. We built this place. We have yet to get reparations. We have yet to get a fair shake. We have yet to be counted as actual people who walk these streets and who cries and our tears matter. I saw George Floyd on the ground. He cried for his mother.
Yes, brother. He was already dead.
I saw his viewpoint and I saw my mother. I saw my nephew who's too young to know what's going on today. I saw everybody who loved me and everybody who, judged me. Then it went black. I opened my eyes and I saw tears. I cried. Grown man, 37 years, tough. I've been racially profiled, been arrested twice for murder.
Tell the story.
She kept me though, because I never killed anybody. But the police plucked a 16-year-old John Johnson out of his house, convicted him for murder before I reached the holding cell. Told me, don't waste your call on a lawyer, waste it on your mama because she'll never see you again. This is what they told me. I'm furious. I put off 4 days of work so I can be here and speak, so I can march in these streets. Because if I put off work today, people who look like me won't have to, because they're being treated equally. Power to the people. Don't forget where that power lies. That power lies with us. Don't ever let anybody make you believe that you are not powerful enough to move mountains. Don't ever let anybody believe that. The person next to you, educate them. White people are walking around and they want to know what they can do. Well, let me tell you. Educate the people next to you. Educate the people who can't hear our voice. Educate the people who refuse to hear our voice. Don't just show one side, be a voice. You don't have to loot. You don't have to even go crazy. You don't have to do any of that. Educate. You are the system. You are within the system. If I was a young black man, a 19-year-old today, I would join the police force. I would infiltrate them and I would snitch on every dirty cop I can find. Why aren't they doing it? Because the police need to police the police. What is the blue line? Who does the blue line protect the police against? Us. There's only one other people on the other side of the blue line. If you're not a cop, then what are you? You the people. Who got the power? The people got the power. So what is this blue line? What is this gang culture? They told me I can't represent a color and travel in a pack of more than 3 people, otherwise I'm a gang. They travel in a bigger pack than anybody can ride down, shoot whoever they want, get away with it fancy free, unchecked. There is no drop in the ocean. What we need to do, we need to open up the books of all the cops with infractions of abuse of power. We need to make it easy to convict them when they kill one of us or kill somebody we love, or even just another human. Let's say a human, period. Black men, black women, white women, everybody in this world needs to look at our fellow man and realize we are only one person away from being that person. Here we are. Congratulations. I'm glad y'all got this, and I hope that y'all actually spread the word to a viable source who's actually looking for a solution. I want a solution. People are jobless right now. COVID is scaring everybody. The pandemic, the pandemic, the pandemic, the pandemic. Not greater than the pandemic we've been facing since we got here. Not greater than the pandemic. When them cameras go off, they're going to treat us different. You think if these cameras wasn't here, we'd still be sitting right here? Yeah, we will, but not for long, though. They'll come get us and they'll move us, and they'll tell you something totally different on why we're here. We are not inherently violent people. We provide you with music, we provide you with culture, we provide you with sense, we provide you with a train of thought that gives you the experience of the black experience in America. We are great people. And we wanted nothing but love since we've been here. Martin Luther King got us to a point. Malcolm X gave us the blueprint. And here we are today. I hope this message does something for you. And I hope it gets you to actually realize that what you put out and what you say affects other people. And before I leave, I would also like to reiterate, the looting, the rioting is not a solution. It's a result. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Good afternoon, everybody. Some of you know me as Devette Baker. I have been an activist. Louder? Really? Is that better? Okay, thank you, Jamal. Some of you know me as a political staffer. Some of you know me as the decarceration lady. Some of you might know that I, along with some of the sheriffs, got the phones free on Mother's Day 2 years ago. Also built a commissary bank for women so they could get sanitary products. Some of you know me as a SHIT starter. Some of y'all love me, some of y'all don't. But I came from our state capital to be here today with my comrades because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of marching. I'm tired of writing letters. I'm tired of begging the press to come and listen to us. I'm tired of everybody on this block. We are down the street from the biggest jail in this state. the Milwaukee Secure Detention Facility, where people are sitting with no new charges. It's hot today. They don't have air conditioning. In none of the prisons. They stacked on top of each other. COVID in there. All sorts of things. And these people in this building behind us think that's okay. Also, before I go on my little rant, want to acknowledge that we are standing on indigenous land. My ancestors, your ancestors, died. Their blood is in these streets. And we continue to die. I'm sick of seeing my brothers and my sisters, my trans brothers dying.
That's right.
Pride Fest should be starting today, and it's not because of COVID. So I'm here for them. I'm here to be their voice. So unlike some people, I have actual remarks for you. So I was born and raised here, and my parents taught me to not fear the police. Trust my elected officials, and that the world was my oyster. Well, today's a new day, and I am no longer disillusioned with that pipe dream. I, as a black woman, feel unsafe, especially when I'm in Milwaukee. Not so much in Madison. They got a whole other different type of problems we can talk about later. But here, when I come here, I watch my back. Today we want you to hear us loud and clear. Chief Morales, I know you can hear me. Mayor Barrett, we might be at your door later. And all the elected officials that are not standing with us, I don't see you today. I see Lena. Hey, Lena. But that's it. Where are you? You haven't yelled with us. You haven't yelled no justice, no peace. Been at our events, keeping up with our youth, and keeping the protesters safe. I say no more. If you can't work with us, our list of demands, we will vote you out. Did you hear me?
Yes.
We will vote you out.
All of you. Got to go.
Out. It is time to show that what power we have, folks, when it comes to electoral politics. We can find our people who support our agenda and help them get elected. It is really that simple. And I'll be here and my comrades to help with the process. We ask that our demands are met expeditiously as Dontre Hamilton was shot in Red Arrow Park, as expeditiously the folks in the street, up the street, and MSDF get their probation and parole revoked, and as expeditiously as Mayor Barrett said he should have a curfew and allow the National Guard and under the police department, under the leadership of Chief Morales, to tear gas and shoot and harm those who took to the streets to say no more. You will stop killing us. Remember, we have the power to elect who we want. We just have to use it. My ask of the people is this. Remember that public servants work for you. You have the right to meet with each and every person that represents you. Schedule meetings, make demands, uplift the ones we've said today. Make sure that these folks remember that they are for the people. And lastly, white people fix it expeditiously.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the next speakers, but I want y'all to understand this ain't just Milwaukee. Like I said, it's across this state, this is across this city, this is across any injustice that's going on unresolved. So it's a list of hashtags and names of people who did not get charged, who did not get convicted, who did not get fired, who did not get reprimanded. And I want to recognize the family of Alvin Cole and have them come forward and speak. And we want to let y'all know that just like y'all heard, this is Why when we do something that's considered negative and they do something that's celebrated? We have, now if anybody else would do this, we would call them a serial killer. We have an officer who killed 3 people in 3 years. And I want them to tell you all about that.
Come on the other side of the mic, the other side. There you go.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Cole, and I'm the mother of Alvin Cole. So basically, people haven't heard from us for a minute because they was basically telling us to be silent. So we out here today not being silent.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So basically, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my son, and then I'm gonna go into some details about the murdering cop that killed my son.
Take your time.
My son. My son.
There you go.
Okay. My son's name is Alvin Cole. His birthday was January the 2nd. January 17th. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. January the 17th.
This is your street.
And he just celebrated becoming 17 on his golden birthday. It's very hard to, people can't tell me, well, Tracy, I know what you've been going through. No, because I'll cry every night. I can't function. That was my baby boy. No, Alvin wasn't brought into a broken home. He was raised by both parents in the house. Me and my husband been married for 27 years. And it's not very rare for an African American family to be married, you know, in a household. I have 5 kids. I had 5 kids. My kids, my oldest boy graduated from high school and college and got married. And I have my first grandchild. He did it the right way, the way that we taught him to do. No criminal record. My other daughter, Tristiana, no kids, no criminal record, graduated from high school and graduated from college too, from Milwaukee MATC. My other daughter, Talibia Cole, she's the outspoken person. She went to Howard University, and she's currently a senior at Jackson State University, studying criminal law.
Right now.
And my baby that's not here right now. And I have another daughter, Tahuda Cole, graduated from high school, went to college, no criminal background, and she's pregnant now with my second grandbaby on the way. So basically, Alvin was about to graduate from high school this year. He was graduating from high school at an early age. Very smart, intelligent boy. And he said, Mama, I want to change my life around. I want to go to college with my sister. He supposed to went to college at Jackson State University with my daughter. Excuse me. I know. Wash hands all the time. So, you know, it was a hard pill to swallow. Getting a phone call. But my son always told me, he said, Mom, because he used to come to me, hug me, kiss me. I love you, Mama. I miss those hugs and kisses. Now all I can do is remember him with videos of him dancing, rapping. Now, get a phone call between 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night telling me, and the police never called me and told me we had to find out on our own. People calling me say you need to check on your son. So that's a hurting thing because today they still haven't talked to us. And I can't explain everything, but we're still in the midst of the case. Find out a couple of weeks ago that the guy that killed my son, murdered my son, he have a history. He killed not just one, not two, but 3 people. This man is a murderer.
Serial killer.
You can say serial killer because he's still doing it. This is what our tax-paying money do. Is keep these cops on the street. We're not doing anything about this. This man is killing colored people, not just black people, white people. He's killing a race of people. Joseph is a killer. And I want to see him tried. I want his job taken from him. Mensa. It's on the sign.
Right here.
And I'm not going to sleep until I receive justice for my son. We have a rally coming up this coming March, this coming Saturday, on 76th and Burleigh. We're gonna march, and anybody that's interested in it is supposed to be at 4 o'clock this coming Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock. You're more than welcome to attend. Keep us in our prayers. Pray for Chisholm, because we're dealing with him.
Right.
So I don't understand, but it is what it is. Chisholm got to go.
He's got to go.
He got to go because this man been letting these cops get away with a lot of stuff.
A lot,
Too much stuff.
All right, y'all heard it from my mother. We're going to say these men of color name. Alvin Cole.
Alvin Cole.
Alvin Cole.
Alvin Cole.
Jay Anderson.
Jay Anderson.
Jay Anderson.
Jay Anderson.
Antonio Gonzalez.
Antonio Gonzalez.
Antonio Gonzalez.
Antonio Gonzalez.
All killed by one man. Shot multiple times. And ironically, yes, also videos. There's no body cameras. And the videos they did post, it wasn't a full video. Jay Anderson, you post 28 seconds of a 10-minute conversation. Let me see you knock on Jay Anderson's door and tell him to wake up. They didn't show that. And he was asleep. And you shoot 5 times in the head, 1 in the shoulder. That is ridiculous. And we just found out his name days ago. Days ago. Because they've been hiding him. He changed his Facebook. He changed his voice, his identity. He's protected in this city and in his state. And Wauwatosa is behind this because they still have him working.
Yes.
Chisholm is behind this because he's trying not to convict him. Weber gave him a promotion recently in 2017.
Wow.
No. And this is our time to speak up.
Yes. Yes.
Because we've been too silent for too long. Just like they said. Of course, a lot of things are going on in our world today, nationally. But we have a focus here for our people who's dying in the hands of these police officers. So we need to stand up for our people as well. Once again, Alvin Cole.
Alvin Cole.
Jay Anderson.
Jay Anderson.
Antonio Gonzalez.
Antonio Gonzalez.
So will you convict this man, Chisholm? Will you release the full videos?
Not will you, do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Say it like you mean it. Fix it, white people.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So are you going to stand behind us?
Yes.
Are you going to be with us?
Yeah.
Because we're going to be here regardless from this day forward.
That's right.
And we have a march, like my mom said, Saturday. We call it March for the 3.
Okay.
And there will be flyers passed out. I will be in Wauwatosa passing out flyers.
No justice.
No peace. No justice. No peace. So thank you for listening. But please, the video is posted. Go follow me on Facebook, Talivia Cole. The video is posted. You tell me what you see. You tell me what you hear. My brother said no gun before they fired several times. He said no gun, no gun. But they are excluding the fact that he said no gun. He cried for his mother. Do that sound like a boy that would shoot at a cop? He's running. You cannot convince me that my brother, who was trying to go to Jackson State University, is about to shoot at a cop. You is not going to convince me. So from today, starting today, you will hear from us. You want to talk to the Cole family?
Yes.
Come to our house.
Yes.
Because we are going to tell it.
Good.
And if you want to help us, please do so. We need help. We need people to get this story out here. This has never happened. One cop killed 3 men of color in less than what? 3 years? 4 or 5 years? It's still on the streets.
Yes.
Serial killer.
Even in Antonio Gonzalez's case, there was another officer who shot, but he only shot like 1 time.
Right.
Why is the other officer shooting 8 times?
Right.
That don't make sense. And there's no witnesses to dispute their statements. No body cameras. Why don't Wauwatosa police wear body cameras?
Too much to hide.
So y'all can get away with murder.
That's right.
And y'all have been doing that. But not anymore.
That's right.
Not anymore. We need justice. We need the truth. We need laws change. We need CPAC here in Milwaukee.
Yes.
That's what we need.
Yes.
We need to hold these cops accountable.
Yes.
You telling me this cop is still on the street? Have he even got counseling for these murders?
Right.
How you know he not messed up in the head?
Right.
He is, right?
Who can't be when you kill somebody?
Like, come on. But let me stop y'all, because I...
Hand sanitizer. Pass the mic. Pass the mic. Here you go. Take them both.
All right, so to wrap up, we just want to remind everybody that we're here on one accord in the different organizations that are part of the demands that were sent over in the press release. I want to acknowledge the African American Roundtable, Liberate MKE, along with LIT, Leaders Igniting Transformation. Also wanted to acknowledge, of course, ComForce and the Office of Violence Prevention. All of those demands are lifted up.
Don't forget about Block.
And Block, yes, Black Leaders Organized with Community, my people. Yes, all of these organizations have come together with very, very similar demands. Like someone said earlier today, we already know what we need. We've been telling it, screaming it, crying it, yelling it from the rooftops. So this should not be, anything that you see in those demands should not be, there's nothing new. There's nothing new. So if you have any questions, I guess that's what we're opening up for questions now. Oh, sorry. I'm just coming to talk about the party.
All right, y'all. I love this platform. I've never heard my brother John speak. John is a business owner. His sister is a business owner. Her business was actually damaged and looted during all of this. So to have them come out still in support of what we are doing and what the message is, that shows the power of the people. You won't see any other group that does the press. And if any of y'all that's behind here who are people want to come and stand behind us, you are free to do so. You are free to do so. This is a platform for the people.
We appreciate those of you who are Facebook watching, all that.
Repeat after me, one voice. All power to the people.
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 Justice for George Floyd.
Justice for George Floyd.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
And injustice to one is an injustice to all.
And injustice to one is injustice to all.
Distractions. While the inner city neighborhoods were burning across this nation, the proverbial crosses of systematic racism and oppression still burned on the yards of our people. Distractions. While we saw George Floyd forced to take his last breath, I hope each and every one of us sought to make white supremacy take its last breath in a nation where it has been allowed to breathe. Distractions. While folks were worried about Senator Taylor's attitude as their reason to withhold their support and votes, we voted in leaders whose attitude towards the people has been a problem all along. Distractions. I don't want cops putting down their shields and walking with us unless the walk is to internal affairs to admit guilt and to the chief's office to quit if they have been guilty of injustice or have hatred in their hearts, or with us into the office of legislators to say we agree this must change and we will support what the people want and need.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Distractions. While our elders can't sleep due to worry for each and every one of us, while they have to travel a little further for their medicine and groceries, so on and so forth, the suburbs are sleeping well knowing their police force will ensure their property and city limits are being guarded as king's gold. No more distractions. We need guided action. They need to know the arrest of all four will not do. Convictions are needed before we begin to think about satisfaction. Our police chief said he doesn't kneel for anyone but God. A statement you can bet won't get a redaction. They count us out. You can count on our mothers to struggle when the plan for our fathers is extraction. Pleas and attempts to talk sense into officers with suits of armor and weapons of war bounce off their ears like bullets because their orders are to protect and shoot, to protect themselves, not you, disinterested in meaningful dialogue and interaction. No more hiding injustices in personnel files.
That's right.
No more demonizing the victim and white-splaining the officers. The offenders, I mean.
That part.
No more clearing yourselves of any wrongdoing where wrongdoing is apparently clear. No more oops, I broke into your house and falsely imprisoned your children and killed your unsuspecting parents trying to defend their home against unannounced intruders with a faulty warrant. Today we tell this city, this state, and this nation, we are the people.
That's right. Yeah.
The power you have would not be if not for us. Remember, this nation was founded on civil disobedience. Founded on uprisings. It is our duty as Americans to resist tyranny. We have found you to be tyrannical, un-American. It is you who dishonor your flag and the Constitution, not us. So don't arrest me, arrest the police. Today we put our legislators, city, county, state officials, presidential hopefuls, etc. on notice. We demand, since we all agree that what we saw on our respective TV, iPad, and phone screens was wrong and unjust, right? It should be wrong enough for you to do your job and help change it. For the pen is mightier than any sword could be. Use your pen to mandate their sword be taken out of our backs and off of our necks. Rid this nation of the criminal element in law enforcement across this nation. There is no again in which we can make America great, but you have the opportunity to make it great now. Police unions, you are next. You are in the way of progress and you act without conscience.
Right now they're trying to get
Allies, if you join us in marches and rallies, if Black Lives Matter, then follow the leadership of ones of us who know what it is to have our Black life not matter. Do not come here with your own agenda, doing your own thing. We will not tolerate supremacists in our midst. threatening or making attempts on Black lives or leaders. What do we want?
Justice.
And when do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
I want our electeds and everybody to understand this is not happening for no reason. And although some may not know the reason, although some may not have the same purpose for being out there, at the end of the day, we all agree what we saw was wrong and that it needs to change. And you can bet, you see what's happening across the nation. This will continue. We will be back here again in the next, I can't even say weeks or months, because it's happening on a daily basis almost. If we want to change this and not end up back here, if y'all want to stop rioting from happening every 4 years, seems like, then exactly, make the change. And this is not an ask. This has to be done.
Fix it, white people.
This has to be done. So I appreciate everybody who came out today. We don't want to hold you too long. We will open it up for questions. Other than that, that concludes our scheduled program.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. No justice.
We got a question. No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
We got a question.
What's your reaction to seeing the video of the MPD officer with his neck on someone's throat overnight?
Yeah.
MPD officer.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I made a Facebook post and I said we didn't learn from the riots in our past. We are not learning from the riots in the present, so we can expect riots in the future.
First of all,
And if you, I'm using their terminology. We know it's uprising.
Rebellion.
But what I don't understand why they don't understand that they're proving our points.
Mm-hmm.
If you are doing the very same things that we are protesting about,
wow, we protest.
and at the end of the day, they have to. When you do not admit you have a problem, you cannot begin to fix it. And I've called them out since 2016 because that front line was not agitated before they did what they did. These are, as my brother John says, reactions. Our people will go as the leadership will go. Now, when we got stopped on the bridge coming from Miller Parkway, the sheriffs, they put their batons up and they did not engage. That ended a totally different way than what we've been seeing. That's the difference in leadership. When you have the leading officer who will come and negotiate and who will come and talk and say, okay, let's do this and we'll do this. Those are the leaders that we need.
We didn't get that.
And if we don't get that, there's no focus in de-escalation. And while they call us agitators, while they call us inciters, that's what they're doing.
That's right.
And so do not call for us to decease if you will not.
That's right.
Excuse me, can I say something to her about her? One of the things I want to say in regards to why you could see that. You could see that because there are 4 positions on the Fire and Police Commission that need appointments. The Fire and Police Commission is supposed to be a citizen accountability commission. It is not. It is turned into the puppetry of Mayor Barrett. And that should not happen. And so what I am going to say is the 4 seats that right now, he could appoint. He could appoint. They may tell me to say no to this, but he could appoint Paul, Marquesa, Jerry, and Beverly. There go 4 people right there that he could appoint. That can I get a round of applause if you disagree? So as you can see, those 4 seats, what would that mean? It would mean that the place that hiring, firing, accountability, prevention, all could be addressed because that is the job of the Fire and Police Commission. The fact that those 4 appointments have not been done is ridiculous. And the fact that 2 of them have not been used by the mayor for more than a decade when I did the legislation, unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
The reason that you can see an officer with his knee in the neck of a citizen or a person is because there is no accountability at the top. I'm just gonna say it like this. If it was a different mayor in City Hall, I can assure you it would not have happened.
Amen.
And I would say that somebody cheated in the election.
Yep.
Go ahead, girl.
Is that a rhetorical question? I mean, that's the most egregious part. It does not matter what they do.
Please repeat the question so it's on.
No, I didn't hear that. Let me hear that.
Say it again.
The Milwaukee Police Union protecting officers engaged in racist behavior.
Have the Milwaukee Police Department, union, been protecting officers who have been engaging in racist behavior? Not only racist behavior, but murderous behavior, rapist behavior, any type of behavior that is. The police union is absolutely a problem.
White supremacy.
Listen.
Cops are the House of Labor.
I want to answer that question.
You
You asked if the police union has protected racist behavior. The first thing I'm going to say is yes.
Yes.
The second thing I'm going to say is that right now, they are asking for an officer not to be fired who killed somebody.
Yep.
When he violated the governor's order, stay-at-home order, and had a party. I mean, he didn't rally. He didn't protest. He didn't have a purpose other than a good time. And because he and his lover were in a fight, it turned into something different. So on a day that Pride Fest is supposed to start, I want to speak truth to the situation. The union right now is doing a fight between the police chief and the mayor. And they're fighting and saying, should the Fire and Police Commission even be the ones investigating? Or should MPD be investigating? Where's that sign to say the police? Okay, so the police need the police.
Right.
That's like each of us need to go home and talk to our family and our friends and our circles and tell it, yes. But the police need the police in regards to the police department's internal affairs being the one to investigate the police. Take that down. I don't agree with that. In that sense, the Fire and Police Commission should do the investigation. It does not prevent the chief from firing that officer, and it does not prevent the mayor from appointing 4 people. Because I got a feeling, if 4 new people got appointed today, the Fire and Police Commission will get on track tomorrow.
All right. Amen.
I hope that answers your question.
So the county board just formed a new committee focusing on racial equity. What do you want to see?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say? Let's hear
ask the question.
So the county board today announced that they formed a new committee that focuses on racial equity and preventing racism. Today they put the press release out. What do you want to see out of this committee, and how do you feel like it can have teeth? How do you feel like it can be effective?
I will ask this question. Hold on. Does anybody up here does anybody here have any information or knew about that committee being developed? That's a problem. Because if you look, aside from people who just came here and who are residents and who are citizens of Milwaukee standing with us, each person up here is a part of an organization. Each person up here has a hand or foot in this fight and in this work. And if one of us or a few of us don't know about that, that presents a problem.
They can't be the only ones that know about it.
I'm sorry, I want to speak to that. First of all, I believe it's great that the county, before the most segregated city in the nation, said that racism is a public health crisis. I appreciate that. But I don't understand what this commission is for, this whatever you just called it is for. And the reason, no offense to my county colleagues, but this is what I'm going to say. Well, what is the Office of Violence Prevention? What is the Office of AAA? Office of African American Affairs? In the end, I don't mean no harm. We don't need no more committees. We don't need no more reports. We don't need no more talk. I don't need no more Zoom conferences. I don't need nobody to ask what we need to do. All you need to do is read the DOJ report and do it. All you need to do is read the ACLU settlement agreement and do it. All you need to do is tell the deputy sheriffs, tell them when they go with the crowd, like, don't come at people like this with a gun that shoot air bullets. You don't, we don't need a committee.
Hi. So Lena stole half of what I was going to say. But are there people who live in these communities on these committees?
No.
We don't know. Right? Or we know.
We know. The answer is no.
The answer is no. I have never been incarcerated. Thank God. Okay? I have family that has been incarcerated. And so I'm not an expert on incarceration. People like to think that I am, but I am only an expert because of the people that stood with me and who I talked to when I started that job. So and some of these electeds are my friends, and my heart hurts because they on Facebook Live cooking. Not out. I was out in the street with who I call my son and Gabby last night, protecting the protesters. I don't have to do that. It is nowhere in my life that says I have to do that. I wanted to. I came down here to help because this is my city too. I just live closer. I live in Madison, so I'm closer to go yell at Lena or yell at the elected officials in the state house. I live 10 minutes away. I tell these guys all the time, you need me to go yell at somebody? Because I live closer. But I came back to my city. And to hear that just makes me want to roll my eyes. Because they ain't asked none of us. They ain't look at our demands. They ain't looking at the DOJ report. They ain't even looking outside. So, bump day committee.
Hi, my name is Beverly Williams. I'm the administrator of Take a Stand Today and Always Facebook group. First of all, we want to know, why is Joseph Mensah still working? Why has he been promoted? If we had a Citizen Police Accountability Council, possibly he would not be working. We need set criteria that should be used to determine the fitness of an officer in office, or there would be no justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. We need accountability.
That's right.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Questions?
One second on your question. Hi, my name is Samantha Lynn, and I have a lot of titles, but the greatest title I hold is a mom. Yes. The second I hold is a veteran. I joined the United States military in 2008. I've been stationed all around the country. I've been all around the world, literally. A lot of names are being said today. A lot of names, a lot of people know around the world at this point in time. But the names that make me stand here right now are Elijah, Glenn, John, Jackson, Caden. Those are the boys in my family that as a mom, as an auntie, as a sister, that I have to talk to them and explain what it means not only to be black in America, but what it means to be a black man in America. I want to make this clear. This is not a white versus black thing. This is a equality versus inequality thing. And this is a police supremacy versus the people, because that's what I like to call it, okay? There is no way in the world in the year 2020 that I should have to sit up and explain to an 11-year-old why black men are dying. And if any of you have young boys or young kids coming up, the one thing they say is why. If I can explain to him why the sky is blue, I cannot explain to him why an officer pulling him over might kill him. That is a problem for me. I've been protesting with this group here. I've been on Zoom calls with the groups behind me. They have agendas, they have answers. I'm a mom, I don't have any answers. I have no answers. We protested 2 days ago. I was with my 7-month daughter in her stroller. We marched from the police station down Martin Luther King, from Martin Luther King Drive to Speed Queen, from Speed Queen to North Avenue downtown. By the time we made it to, what is that, the skating rink, the ice skating rink, the police were there. We were in a peaceful protest with the pastor speaking in the middle. They began to start tear gassing. I had my 7-month child with me at what was supposed to be a peaceful protest. There were people, not just black people, there were white people. White people, some of you are with us. I don't hate you. The people that were with me, we don't hate you. There are white people right behind me. So once again, this is not a black versus white thing. This is an inequality versus equality thing. They started to tear gas while I had my 7-month-old baby with me in a stroller. Some people could say, well, why did she have a baby at a peaceful protest? I'm sorry, it was supposed to be a peaceful protest. At that time, I had to grab my child and get into the car of someone who was a bystander to get me and my daughter to safety. Later on, I rejoined the march. I rejoined. That is a problem for me, guys. We are not addressing the real issues. We have to address police brutality right now because it wasn't nipped in the bud, and that wasn't nipped in the bud. So racial equality it's not nipped in the bud. What are the solutions, guys? Everybody here knows it. I'm a black woman. I got it hard, but my daddy has it harder. My brother has it harder. My son will have it harder. Until we can make a change, I really need answers, guys. I hope when I die that we have an answer. I'm lucky enough to where I have my great-grandfather and my grandfather alive. Our family is from Henry, Tennessee. There are cotton fields next to their house. They still don't have the answers. Talking to my grandparents in tears, they don't have the answers. They walk these marches. We've done it already. We've literally done everything already. What are we going to do? They say white people because you control everything. You control everything. What are you going to do? Now what are we going to do? You built this system to contain us. You built this system to control us. So what are you going to do? I call upon you. Vote. A lot of black people don't want to vote because we haven't seen a change in 60 years. What are we voting for? Lena's the only one out here. What are we voting for? What are we voting for is my question. And what do I tell my children? What do I tell them? Because just like when they ask why is the sky blue, I say, I don't really know. I don't really know. So for the racism, for the inequality, for the continuous black people that are being slain, for the continuous minorities that are being slain, what do I say to them? That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Vote your voice. Vote your voice.
Oh, okay. And unless y'all have any questions after him, we're wrapping it up.
So this is actually to the previous question. So I see Isaiah. Isaiah's a great dude. We'll definitely answer this question. All that being the case, we already have a Citizens Accountability Board, y'all. The Fire and Police Commission of the City of Milwaukee. Well, but see, this is what I'm telling y'all. This is the Fire and Police Commission of the City of Milwaukee. By law, is the most powerful citizen review board for police in the entire nation.
Say it again.
And so it ain't about, somebody already said this, creating another committee, creating another anything. It's about action. It's about, as the vet said, you know, a lot of these people are our friends. But if you ain't going to do what you need to do, you got to move, and we going to move. As the previous speaker said, yes, there's a lot of black men being killed, but they're murdering everybody. It's black women, it's black children, it's indigenous men and women. We don't hear anything about them. They're the only group in this entire nation that have it worse off than black people by all the stats that y'all like to measure and report. And so, as Lena said, as many people up here said, there's already a plan. There's already policy changes and things like that that can be enacted. There's already a federal court-ordered settlement that the ACLU won against the city of Milwaukee. There's already a DOJ report that the community came together and made recommendations on across the entire city. Cops were invited to that. Cops were invited to that and made recommendations on that same report. And so if that ain't enough, the next step is just to take you all and take you out of office and just undo it, because it's up to you. You work for us. You work for the people. These youth in the streets, we are in some ways now an elder group. We've been doing this for a while. I'm only 37, but the kids out in the street, they're 18, 17. So my job is to empower them. My job is to make sure that they got the tools that they need to take all this stuff over and undo it. And I think all of us are committed to that, ain't we? And so, I'm just going to say it again. If you do not, as an elected official, whether you look like us, whether you are our personal friend or not, if you are not signed on to complete police reform and divestment and investment in the communities and youth, if you are an organization outside of that and you're not completely invested, then we coming for you. And that's really all it is to it. Thank you.
All right. So Jared kind of answered some of my questions, but my general question was that should there be considered, should we consider making kind of like an outside agency or an outside something that has nothing to do with the police, that when police shootings happen, it's completely outside of, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's completely outside of the realm. He kind of touched on that. But
things of that nature that Senator Taylor is going to tell us what they are. Pretty sure.
We already have one of the only pieces of legislation, I think it's two of us now, pieces of legislation in the nation for officer-involved deaths. Clearly it does need to also talk about, and we need to do things about not using chokeholds, and clearly knees on neck. I didn't think that we needed to say that, but we need to go back and do that. But since we are out of session at the state level, no legislation can be done at the state level unless the governor calls us into special session to do it. And the Republicans come into special session and don't gavel in and gavel out. So, do we need legislation changes at the state level? Yes. But do we need immediate action now? Yes. And I will end with that is at the Fire and Police Commission, and it can be as independent as possible if the mayor would just get them out his pocket.
Just to reiterate, like what y'all see before you, this is part of the reason why we have not been able to count on these things that are in place. So this is our county board, this is our common council. We have to create this to make change happen in this city. I love Marcelia Nicholson, sorry, Queen. A number of them, as many have stated, those are our friends. We work with them and all the time. Please, when you are doing stuff, communicate. Exactly, communicate. Involve people, involve leadership. Again, you will not see a group of people who will come together and say they're doing stuff and invite the people over with them. They will separate themselves from everybody else. And they'll get up here and say what they want to say, and they'll go wherever they're going to go. But we are a platform of the people created this, the people lead this, the people run this. We have elected officials who are a part of us, who help us do the work, but this is people-led. And we challenge the governor to call that special session and see what happens. We call our Republicans to come to the table and not gavel in and gavel out. We need to see, people need to have a stance. You cannot be silent and you cannot not make a choice. Do you agree with police killing people for no reason? No. Or do you think this is wrong? you have to be vocal and say what you think. Because we tired of guessing. And we need to know who you are. If you support that, then we need to know who you are. You used to raise your hand so we can get you out.
Supervisor Nicholson responded.
Okay.
Supervisor Nicholson responded, and she said that she wished that it wasn't shut down, that she approved this committee in May, on May 14th, and it is the audit committee, which is separate from finance. It's meant to be a vehicle to hear audit reports and communication files around what departments are doing to achieve racial equity, is what she responded with.
That's a better description.
There are no community spots.
That's a better description of what it is. So with education comes understanding, right?
Well, with communication comes understanding, and she can see you live now because when I went to text, and so she should know that everybody said that sounds better. That sounds better.
Yes.
Chairwoman Nicholson, we with you, but we want you to be with us. That's all.
Thank you. Come stand with us. Come stand with the people. Be among the people and see what we need and what we want. That's all. We tired of people.
And she said, my apologies.
Our apologies as well for not completely understanding. We didn't have all the information, Supervisor. So again, we need that is thoughtful thinking of creating that. And
I'm gonna say it all. And she said, Taquana Taylor, Supervisor Taylor, has been out here with y'all.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And she the chair of the committee.
Okay. Again, that sounds a lot better now. So unless we have any more questions. Let her ask her question first. You had a question?
Yeah, as somebody that went to Standing Rock and saw the militarization yesterday here. It's all right. And
put the mic by her because we can't hear. What's the question?
As somebody that was at Standing Rock and saw the militarization last night and the
Respect the mic.
And then saw unmarked, unbadged, stray military uniforms on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. I would like to say to Tony Evers, do not militarize this state. You will start a war. Nobody wants that. That's not what this is about. The National Guard doesn't need to be here. The cops need to quit shooting people.
Stand down. Stand down.
Stand down. This is not consent.
Thank you.
They don't need to be here. We'll stop.
My name is Lauren Cross. I'm with the recently refounded Milwaukee Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. We have the signs up here. We're with the Cole family, and what we're trying to do is get CPAC in Milwaukee, and you asked about that independent committee, right? Completely outside of, so I'll explain what CPAC is. It can't happen without legislation change, and that's why we need people out in the streets out here. But CPAC is Civilian Police Accountability Council. We did it in Chicago, we did it in a couple other cities across the state. When Angela Davis, the Black Panthers, those visionaries, way long ago came together and founded the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression, they had it in mind. They knew this was much bigger than us. This is about power against oppressed people. And that's what they're doing out in these streets. That's what they did to the Cole family. That's what they did to Jay Anderson. We need community members to have the power to hire and fire the police, the people on our streets, the people who take our tax dollars. That's what we need right now. We need CPAC. So that's that independent committee that we need. And we need to push our legislators. We need our community members on that council, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be out in the streets until it's done. So.
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, unless anybody has any more questions, that would be it. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming, man. Love y'all.
She has a quick question over here.
Tonight is the Fire and Police Commission meeting, right?
Yes.
What do you want white people to say?
We want y'all to email Marquesa Tucker. Told you who to email. Griselda, what is her last name?
Andrade.
Find her email of the Fire and Police Commission and give your feedback of how you think, what you think of Chief Morales. Okay, that's what we need y'all to do. Again, white people and anybody else, when we have fire and police commission meetings, when there's things to be spoken on in Madison, just like she said, calling against Tony Evers to demilitarize the city right now, that's the type of stuff we need y'all to do. That's the type of stuff we need y'all to do.
Show up.
That's yours. What's mine? Oh, okay. Thank my brother for making this nice ComForce sign.
Let's go, guys.
It's not as blurry as I thought it was going to be. FedEx hooked it up.
Hi. How you doing? When you get a moment?
Yes.